So, hey guys, Chauzu here. So today I thought we'd take a look at the news ahead of the first treasure map post update. Is going to be the 5 plus Bleno and Beppo and Sunny treasure map. That's going to be hard to get used by. And yeah, I guess that's the first big change we're getting. We've talked about it a bit in a previous video that apparently it's the end of free-to-play trash map units. Now we're getting a 5 plus of the PKA unit. And we're going to take a look a bit about how big the buffs are for them. But I thought that for this time, all of the big news are in the treasure maps. I thought we'd start a bit and look at the Sugo. I forgot to check actually if they confirmed that Kobe is any legend. Yeah, it looks like he is. I always assumed he was, so that's not very surprising. If we go down to the pools, which is the most important thing here, I actually think this is pretty cool since they finally give us a part with a lot of any legends. If I was pulling, I'd be pretty happy with this part. It has some negatives, of course. The big one is that, well, the latest trash map legend isn't here. Namek Arena, she's on another part. That's pretty sad, I guess. But other than that, like 6 any legends on one part, like this is what I want to see from Super Sugos going forward as well. Having at least some parts with a lot of Super Sugo Fest units available or boosted if it's an all legend Sugo Fest. This isn't that, of course. This is a set number of legends. I haven't bothered counted. But yeah, just means high chance to get these rare legends. If you miss a lot of them, this could be a good opportunity. As for part 2, this one does have Namakrina and also Kid Luffy, so this part is also pretty valuable potentially. And finally Sabo together with Kobe. I know a lot of people lack Sabo, and for some reason they boosted him for a lot of recent events. So yeah, it's a shame he's here and not with the others, because I don't really think this part is that worth to summon on, unless you really lack Sabo and nothing else. But yeah, that's some good news at least. Let's get into the treasure map. First, let's look at how big buff did Bleno and Beppo and Sunny get. So they're still same color and classes. I know support is also the same. Captain ability might have been updated, but let's face it, captain ability for these are not that important. Resistance special reverse is pretty nice though. And making strength is quick matching. So I probably have fun trying them out. As for the special, 2 times death down conditional 1 turn, same as before. 1 turn attack down bind ship ability removal, same as before. When you use the special again after that, you remove attack down bind ship ability by 2 turns, which is also the same. You do a damage reduction, 60% 1 turn, also the same. You extend the duration of conditionals by 1 turn, which is also the same. So far everything is the same. They added a bit more when you use the special a third time though. Now you get a 3 turn attack down bind ship ability. You also get the other stuff you get for the second time you use it, like the extension, the damage reduction. And they also add that you add plus 0.3 to the conditional boosts. So basically you get a 2.3 times death down conditional. So basically if you have the difference between 5-star and 5 plus is basically better captain ability. You can remove 6 turns of attack down and bind ship instead of 5. and you get a 2.3 times death down conditional instead of 2 times. Let's face it, it's a very minor buff. So honestly, I'd expect a lot more from these 5+ buffs if we're getting them instead of free-to-play treasure map units. So this first one, very disappointing. Let's see how they follow up on this. There's always the risk, of course, that they, what shall I say, make units a bit too bad at the beginning. Yeah, that makes sense. They have a lot of extra abilities with their crewmates, which is pretty cool, but I had that before as well. With that out of the way, let's talk a bit about the specific changes we're getting now with the overhauled treasure map. One thing that will annoy many, and I do think it's dumb, so let's just look what it's all about. It's card enhancing trusty characters. So I think it's better to just look at the booster list so you can see for yourself. As you see now, we have a lot more text with each booster, and it's because they get some extra card effects, like if you take Kobe. Kobe boosts success chance of steering wheel cards by 20%. Steering wheel cards are those that let you get an extra dice roll for free, basically. He also boosts treasure points multiplier of slingshot pistol cannon cards by plus 0.5. You get one more extra card slot. So only Kobe adds card slots apparently. One thing to note is that pulling dupes does not add more effects. You just need one copy, but that's more than enough already. Law instead boosts success chance of slingshot pistol cannon cards. I don't really understand the boost treasure points multiplier of the pistol cannon slingshot cards. If I'm not mistaken, those are the cards that let you auto-defeat mini-bosses. So I guess you get points when defeating them with the card, which is dope, I guess. And Kobe adds a bit more to that. But plus 0.5, our multiplier should be multiplicative. So I'm not really sure what that's about. We have to see. Try it ourselves. But law gives bigger success of defeating the mini-bosses. So yeah, if you get the kids re-recruit, they boost the nav level you get from the C-shard cards by +1. C-shard cards are the cards that let you skip nav levels. The Jellyfish Pirates lets you boost the success chance of C-shard cards by +20%. So without that, you might fail trying to skip nav levels. And you see it just keeps going. And they also add these to the Legends end of month batch. And this is the first thing I'm going to, semi-complain about, but this is a good way for them to try and force whales in particular to pool. End of month batches, not everybody does that because they are not super important for treasure map most of the time. But now I think the plan is that if you're able to pull all of the monthly legends that are boosted here, you'll basically have 100% success rate with everything, which is obviously a big advantage. At least we get a little boost with the free-to-play unit, but it's a pretty weak effect. Boost the number of times obtaining treasure points with Sea Cat cards by +5 times. I doubt that card will be very useful because we get so few points from the treasure points, but maybe they've updated them, we'll see. And after that, there's nothing else. This is pretty bizarre though. The 5-star gives the extra effect, not the 5+, but Like the 5 plus has a better effect, so it might be worth upgrading their treasure map anyway. But is it enough to have own the 5-star before, or do we need to own it currently to get this extra effect? Like, it's very unclear at this point, but I will say though that this is the first time that the new free-to-play treasure map unit gets pretty high boost, even if it's a 5 plus. So that's something, I guess. And yeah, after that, it's like usual, we have the 1.35 times boosters. Kaido and Gang still boosted highly. We have the 6 plus Gear 5 still boosted. Not sure why he's with the treasure map units, but he is. And we also have some other legends boosted, like Kid Law, Big Mom, Sanji Judge, the He's Not Reiju, almost forgot about her. And we have a lot of film red legends. In particular, the Uta legends being boosted will be very nice. If I've not missed something, I don't think oh yeah, Uta is here. She's a bit higher boosted, so that's good. So that are the boosted units. Let's go back a bit to the treasure cards, because there are some few more things to talk about in terms of them. Basically, they say here again, you don't need to pull dupes, but pulling one is more than enough. One very weird thing is that if you suspend a run, the effects of the boost will disappear. So personally, I think that this is a very dumb mechanic and shouldn't even exist. But since it does exist, why remove it after you suspend a run? It's not like suspending a run gives you an advantage. I suspend runs frequently, and it can be for a number of reasons. One, I want to take a break. Let me take a break. Two, I need to restart the game just to reset friend captains. Three, I just want to check something outside of treasure map, like someone asked me something, maybe I want to add some CC, limit break, who knows. And fourth, which is pretty common, happens to me at least once per treasure map, maybe more, is just a random crash. And now random crash is actually going to hurt you, since you lose the extra stuff you've gotten if you pulled. But if you haven't pulled, obviously it doesn't really matter, you don't get any of these bonus stuff. And they also say that the card enhancing effects from trusted characters are applied only for this treasure map event. First time I read it, I got a bit happy, because to me it read like, oh, this card boost is a one-time thing for this treasure map. But reading it again, I think they mean more like the trusted characters who have card boosting effect. This treasure map is only for this treasure map, they won't have it the next treasure map, because obviously next month we have new boosters who will have it instead. So that's probably the correct way to read it. One more big change is that we now will have a bonus map on the first run. Not sure why, but we do. But then it's every 5 runs again. When we saw that first map was a bonus map, we were like, oh, maybe every map is a bonus map. But no, it's just the first one, then every 5. One very interesting thing is that we now not only have bonus map, we also have special map now. The first special map is on the 21st round, then every 25 rounds. And yeah, basically, most likely special map is going to give even more points than bonus map, which is cool. The main thing I'm worried about is like special maps also having some special drops, and drops are really RNG. Maybe we can mitigate the RNG a bit now with the cards, especially the steering cards, where we can maybe get some exact numbers, but still not a super big fan of more RNG like that, because it really feels bad when you get bad RNG on something so rare. You can already feel bad when you hit like the rainbow chests on the bonus map and you get some shitty tablet or something. We also now have rewards after 10 million up to 15 million. This also means more gems. We're getting like more than 60 gems in New World now, which is cool. They've also now stated what happens after turn 1 for bosses where you have to stall. You probably don't have to stall against this boss, but If you follow the design, you have to, and now you know that you will get def up after one turn. I'd like to know how much def up personally, but yeah, it is what it is. And yeah, that's the big news we have here. Some news we've been able to see from time travel to check the treasure map screen is that we've had some changes with tablets. First, we have the rank reward tablets you get for playing. We now get tablets of every kind of the normal ones, so all of the normal tablets plus the more rare tablets like Shipbind, Fear, all of them. Obviously not the Super Tandem, Rush, Final Tap. So that's a good change. A bad change is that they've removed all of the rarer tablets from chests. So we'll see if this makes up for it. Like, the pro is that we can get more copies of every tablet, every treasure map, not just a few selected ones. But the bad thing is that we're capped on how many extra we can get. So pros and cons. Overall, like, some of this is not the hypest news. Some things sounds good, but I know from experience that you really need to experience the treasure map yourself to really get an idea of how it feels. Like, now you get a big overhaul, but even small changes is very hard to judge before you try it yourself. So I'm really excited to try this treasure map and see how it feels. And remember that we're only having like 2 treasure maps until we have more treasure map updates, so might be big changes again very soon. But yeah, that's it for this video. Thanks for watching, guys. See you next time.